In the deepest parts of the forest, in a world hidden from sight, friendship, betrayal, war, love, and intelligence all exist together. This story is not only the story of an animal, but a mirror of humanity. Chimpanzees, standing just one step away from us, yet astonishing the world with their secrets, almost like a civilization. As we step into their lives, we begin to realize that we are actually seeing ourselves. Because the story told in this forest may be the oldest story of humanity. Chimpanzees are known as humanity's closest relatives on Earth, and this definition is based not only on genetic similarities but also on behavioral, emotional, and cognitive parallels. Anyone who observes them quickly realizes that many behaviors we consider unique to human societies exist vividly and systematically within the world of chimpanzees as well. The facial expressions, hand gestures, social reactions, and even emotional vulnerability of a chimpanzee cause humans to see their own reflection in nature's mirror. Chimpanzee communities are not merely individuals gathered for survival, but societies that live within complex networks of relationships that learn, teach, plan, and draw lessons from past experiences. When a chimpanzee infant is born, it is completely helpless. Its eyes are not fully open, its muscles are weak, and it cannot move on its own. During the first months of its life, it lives clinging tightly to its mother's chest. The bond established between mother and infant is one of the strongest in the mammal world. The mother regulates the infant's body temperature, protects it from danger, teaches which foods are edible, and most importantly introduces it to the rules of the social world. A chimpanzee infant remains dependent on its mother not only physically, but also mentally and emotionally for many years. This long learning process forms the foundation of the high intelligence level of chimpanzees. In chimpanzee societies, knowledge is not transferred only by instinct. It is learned through observation, imitation, and experience. An infant learns by watching the adults of the group when fruits ripen, which insects are edible, which branches are strong, and which stones are suitable for breaking. This learning process leads to the formation of culture among chimpanzees. Because groups living in different regions develop different methods and transmit these methods across generations. A chimpanzee group living in West Africa may use stones to crack nuts, while a group in Central Africa may never display this behavior. This difference is not genetic but cultural. This shows that chimpanzees are not only biological beings but also cultural ones. Tool use is one of the most striking indicators of chimpanzee intelligence. A chimpanzee does not randomly pick a stick to reach a termite mound. It selects a branch of appropriate length and flexibility, strips off its leaves and bark, sharpens the tip with its teeth, and then inserts it into the mound to extract termites. This behavior requires advanced planning and the ability to establish cause and effect relationships. To crack hard-shelled nuts, it uses a heavy stone as a hammer and a flatter, stable stone as an anvil. This process can sometimes take minutes and requires patience. When the chimpanzee fails, it changes its method, selects a heavier stone, or adjusts the position of the nut. This trial and error process is a clear demonstration of conscious learning. Chimpanzee society is built upon a complex hierarchy. Every group has a leader. This leader is usually defined as the strongest male, known as the alpha male. However, leadership is not based solely on physical strength. Being an alpha male is a political position. Power, intelligence, social support, and strategic alliances are the foundations of this status. A male cannot remain alpha for long without forming strong bonds with other males and females. A male cannot remain alpha for long without forming strong bonds with other males and females. Young and powerful males eventually aspire to leadership, but instead of direct attack, they gather support through political maneuvers that can last for months or even years. During this process, friendships are formed, rivals are isolated, and eventually, when the right moment arrives, leadership changes hands. Females are the silent architects of society. While males usually remain in the group they were born into, females migrate to other groups during adolescence. This migration ensures genetic diversity between groups. Females are responsible for the care of the young, but they also play a critical role in maintaining peace within the group. When tension arises between two males, females may intervene to calm the conflict. Other females accompany the grief of a mother who has lost her infant. In chimpanzee society, empathy is not merely an individual trait, but a social bond. The communication system of chimpanzees is extraordinarily complex. The sounds they produce are not simply screams or shouts. Each sound carries a specific meaning. There are different alarm calls for different predators. The sound made for an eagle is not the same as the one made for a leopard. In this way, the group responds appropriately according to the type of threat. Facial expressions are the foundation of silent communication. Showing teeth can signify a threat, while a relaxed smile may indicate friendship. Touch is the strongest means of forming bonds. Grooming is not done solely to remove parasites. It is also used to strengthen social bonds, restore peace, and form alliances. Their diet is extremely flexible. Chimpanzees primarily feed on fruit, but they also consume leaves, seeds, bark, insects, and fish. One of the most striking behaviors is hunting. Chimpanzees organize to hunt red colobus monkeys. During the hunt, group members assume roles. Some chase, some block escape routes, and others ambush. When the prey is captured, the meat is shared according to social status. Meat sharing helps establish strong alliances among males and shapes leadership relationships. Chimpanzees are not only intelligent, but also possess deep emotions. They feel joy, fear, jealousy, and grief. When a group member dies, others may remain beside the body for days, cleaning it, touching it, and protecting it. This behavior suggests that they are aware of the concept of death. They help injured individuals, share care for sick infants, and do not abandon the elderly. Empathy is one of the fundamental pillars of chimpanzee society. Experiments on their mental capacities have shown that chimpanzees possess extraordinarily powerful short-term memory. They can recognize complex symbols, memorize number sequences, and make plans for the future. In some experiments, they have been observed to learn certain tasks faster than human children. These abilities clearly demonstrate the advanced level of their consciousness. Chimpanzee communities contain not only cooperation, but also violence and conflict. Territorial wars occur between groups. These conflicts can be systematic and brutal. When one group violates the borders of another, the males organize and launch attacks. During these attacks, individuals may be killed and territories expanded. This behavior resembles the early wars of human societies. In the chimpanzee world, power is not only an individual phenomenon, but a collective one. However, all of this complex social structure is under serious threat. Deforestation, illegal hunting, habitat loss, and wildlife trafficking are rapidly reducing chimpanzee populations. Especially during the capture of infant chimpanzees, the killing of mothers and group members has devastating consequences for the species. The capture of a single infant often means the destruction of an entire group. Therefore, protecting chimpanzees does not mean protecting just one species, but protecting humanity's own evolutionary history. Chimpanzees are one of the most powerful mirrors that nature offers us. When we observe them, we do not merely observe an animal species. We observe the origins of humanity itself. Cooperation, betrayal, friendship, love, fear, and hope. All of these concepts are alive in the world of chimpanzees. Their story is a reflection of humanity's story, and understanding this story is one of the deepest ways of understanding ourselves. The lives of chimpanzees are shaped by the constant change of the resources provided by nature. As seasons progress, the location, quantity, and accessibility of food sources change. This change affects the movements of chimpanzee society, social relationships, and even hierarchical balances. When fruits that are abundant in one season become scarce in another, competition increases, tension rises, and conflicts within the group become more frequent. During such times, leadership skills become even more important. The alpha male takes on greater responsibility to protect the group from hunger and disintegration. Identifying the best feeding areas, organizing the group's movements, and keeping conflicts under control are his duties. Chimpanzees' perception of time is not limited to the present moment, but includes long-term awareness. They remember past experiences and develop expectations for the future. A chimpanzee that remembers when a tree bears fruit will return to the same location months later. Some individuals have been observed storing specific stones and tools and reusing them when needed. This behavior reveals advanced planning ability. In the chimpanzee world, each individual creates their own mental map, and this map merges with the group's collective memory to form a social consciousness. The play behavior of chimpanzees is also extremely remarkable. Infants play to prepare for the social world of. The play behavior of chimpanzees is also extremely remarkable. Infants play to prepare for the social world of adults. Games resembling chase, wrestling, and hide-and-seek develop both physical skills and the learning of social boundaries. Mistakes made during play are usually tolerated, because this process is part of learning. However, as adulthood approaches, this tolerance decreases and behaviors begin to have more serious social consequences. Play is not merely entertainment in chimpanzee society. It is an educational mechanism. Chimpanzees also develop a high level of awareness toward natural events. They sense approaching storms, observe changes in the sky, and evaluate the direction of the wind and smells. Before a major storm, the group gathers more closely, the infants are kept at the center, and protection is increased. These behaviors indicate a conscious perception of environmental threats. The relationship they establish with nature forms the foundation of their survival strategies. The concept of friendship is highly developed among chimpanzees. Some individuals remain inseparable for years. These friendships are usually built on mutual support, sharing, and defense. When a chimpanzee is attacked, its closest friends rush to help. These bonds become decisive, especially during leadership struggles among males. Friendship is the strongest insurance for survival in chimpanzee society. However, just like in every society, betrayal also exists in the chimpanzee world. When power balances change, former allies may side with the new leader. These transitions are often silent and subtle. Individuals who once stood shoulder to shoulder may become strangers when a new order is established. These changes show that chimpanzee society is not static, but constantly evolving. Chimpanzees establish complex relationships not only with their own species but also with other living beings in their environment. They develop mutually beneficial relationships with certain bird species. While birds feed on insects stirred up by the movements of chimpanzees, chimpanzees can receive early warnings of danger from the sounds made by birds. These symbiotic relationships reveal how delicate and integrated the ecosystem is. As chimpanzee individuals age, their roles in society change. As physical strength declines, experience and wisdom come to the forefront. Elderly individuals guide the behavior of the young, calm conflicts, and represent the group's past. This situation shows that the concept of old age is not a status unique to humans, but that wisdom is respected in many communities of nature. The evolutionary past of chimpanzees is a gateway to the origins of humanity. Approximately 6 to 7 million years ago, the human lineage and the chimpanzee lineage separated. This separation marks the beginning of two different paths. However, both paths carry a shared consciousness, a shared emotional world, and a shared social heritage. To understand chimpanzees is to understand where humanity comes from. Today, chimpanzees are among the creatures paying the heaviest price of the modern world. As forests are destroyed, their habitats become fragmented, groups are separated from one another, and genetic diversity declines. Human activities are dismantling the order that chimpanzee societies have built over centuries within just a few decades. This destruction is not merely a biological loss. It is a cultural and historical catastrophe. Protecting chimpanzees means protecting the future of the planet. Because they are not just a species, but the mind, memory, and conscience of nature. Anyone who looks into their eyes sees not only an animal, but the reflection of humanity's own past. The chimpanzee is the most valuable mirror that nature has left to humanity.